Hello guys, it's Noodlehouse here, we're back on Chaos Child and it's now October 15th and it's a Thursday. The medical examiner system. This system allows for the examination, or in some cases an autopsy, to determine the cause of death in accidents or when a person has died from a disease or unknown cause. The work of the medical examiner is done as follows. In the event of an unusual death, first the forensic officer conducts the examination, followed by a post-mortem from the medical examiner. If the cause of death can be determined, the body is then returned over to the family. If the post-mortem examination fails to determine the cause of death, only then does the examiner conduct an autopsy. And if it is judged that a crime was involved, a further, more expansive judicial autopsy is conducted, but such an autopsy had already been performed on Tomoaki Watawa. It was extremely unusual for a second autopsy like this one to be performed. Well? Shinjo averted his eyes from the coroner's knife. He'd been to many judicial autopsies, but it was something he'd never gotten used to. He probably never would, he thought. As for the person standing next to the coroner, she was staring at the open skull with the slightest trace of disgust. As I suspected, I'm seeing signs of enlargement. Enlargement of the brain? What else? Do you think I could look at his skull and tell if his internal organs had enlarged? Shinjo's shoulders slumped a little. When he first met her, he'd been unsure of how to handle her, but now he actually felt kind of worried for her. Didn't that get tiring after a while? From what you said, the cause of death was definitely suffocation. Suffocation alone wouldn't be enough to do this to you. Which means that it's the same as the other victims, huh? Any idea of the cause? There's not just enough samples. There's just not enough samples. Is it something unique to the victims, or is it something common to the gigglomaniacs? You don't know, huh? There is a way to find out, though. What? We can open up the skulls of Takuru Miyashiro and Hinai Miramura. I said that name really weirdly. That will tell us whether or not it's something that all gigglomaniacs have in common. Don't be stupid, we can't do that. I'm joking. We've got CRT scans and MRIs now. There's no need to chop open their skulls. What? Is it so surprising that I would tell a joke? No. Shinjo thought to himself that she probably wasn't joking. She didn't like gigglomaniacs, she hated them. And from the bottom of her heart. He didn't know why she despised them so much. Of course, there was probably a good reason for it, but he wished she would tone it down a bit. They probably didn't become gigglomaniacs by choice, and more than anything, he didn't want to lose their help in the case. So, what's the plan for the investigation now? If there were still test subjects under the hospital, there were things the police could look into. But when he got down there wasn't a trace of anything left. We've got evidence if we need it though, right? Kunosato's voice was as cold as ever. Evidence? Why do you think I brought the girl out here? Make her tell you everything she knows. Come on, she's a kid. She's not a kid. She's a dangerous gigglomaniac. Shinjo rubbed his temples, unsure of what to say. October 15th, 2015, Thursday. Trustworthiness Investigation Corporation Frisia. Katsuko Momose sat in the reception room in a messy corner of her office and sighed as she ran a hand through her hair. Please let me go home. Please let me go home. No matter how many questions she asked or how she tried to get her to talk, that was the only answer she would get. Sometimes she tried asking if there was anything she wanted or if she felt like eating anything, but the answer was always the same. Please let me go home. She hadn't even made the tiniest bit of progress since the girl had arrived. Even the endlessly patient Momose would want to sigh after all that. She still didn't know where the Suki Yamazoe girl was from, or how she'd ended up in that hospital. But from what she'd seen, there was a chance she endured significant abuse. And then she was suddenly rescued from it, and taken to a completely different environment, so she must have been very confused. She knew from experience that victims like that needed to be treated very carefully. She kept repeating the same lines, like a broken audio player. Momose was starting to think it was time for a different approach. She didn't know what would happen if she told the girl this, so she kept it a secret until now. But maybe I need to tell her, and make her face reality. Please, I need to go back there. Guess I don't have a choice, I'll try telling her. Once she made a decision, she didn't spend any time on second thoughts. There's both an advantage and a disadvantage. Listen, Yuki? Yeah? If you really want to go back that badly, I can tell you something. Huh? Yeah, let me go back, thank you. Listen to me, no matter how much you want to go back, it's impossible now. Impossible? Because the place you were in, that place under the hospital, it's gone now. Huh? Momose was relieved to finally see shock in Yuki's face. Good, she does have normal feelings. Like Kuruzu had said, they hadn't done any operations on her that would destroy her ability to experience emotions. Right after you came here, that detective, you know, the young one who looks tired all the time, he said he went to that hospital. The girl simply listened to Momose speak, her eyes wide. Momose kept talking, watching her carefully. And he went to the autopsy room, was it? And then to the basement where you were. But there was nothing there, he said. The room you were in was empty. Then where did everyone go? What about all the people there? He said there was no one there. No one? Yuki seemed to be trying her best to understand what Momose had just said. And then... You're lying. You're lying, you're lying. Why would I lie? It's true. But then what do I do? What do I do? Tears silently fall from Yuki's eyes. Haha, I was right, Takuru, you look so glum. I was born looking that way. Come on, don't say anything more fun. That was as jovial as ever. Without his lab coat, no one would ever believe he was a doctor. Well, I bet it feels good to be back home again, right? No, not really. Well, you just started living on your own, so maybe you don't realize it yet, but eventually you'll come to know home is where the heart is. In the end, I come back to the Alba dorm, because Kuruzu had told me to do so at school. Someone might be after you, right? It's dangerous to be alone. It doesn't have to be forever, it can just be for a little while. Live at home until this is resolved. I wasn't her slave or anything, but just like she said, it was dangerous to be alone right now. Especially when we didn't know who the killer was or what they were after. If someone was nearby, it'd be easier to get a hold of Shinjo and his allies if I needed to. And I was probably never going to be able to tell this to Kuruzu, but the feelings I felt when I left home were starting to disappear. After seeing Kuruzu get hurt, or try to protect me, or cry for my sake despite being such a strong girl, I started to understand some things that I hadn't known from when I'd left. What the hell, damn it. I realised what I was thinking and shook my head. No way. I wasn't like Yuto. I could never seem to get away from his sister. Who could never seem to get away from his sister, sorry. Hey, why are you turning red? Nothing? Anyway, go put your stuff away. No one kept your room clean. Oh. Dad didn't get mad when I left. When I come back. Come to think of it, he'd only said one thing on the day I'd left. Once you understand why Nono felt she had to do what she did, come back. Bye. I'll go put my stuff away. Hey Dad, is it true Brother Takuru's coming back? As I went to my room, Yui appeared. I could see Yuto behind her. Yep, he's back already. Oh. Yui's face almost broke into a broad smile when she saw me, but quickly forced herself to assume a strict expression. What are you doing? Huh? You have to clean the bath and the kitchen and the hallway. You and I have been doing all your work while you were gone. Oh, sorry. I apologise without thinking. So you're going to do our jobs for a while now, okay? Got it?
Oh.
Yeah. Brother Takuru is fine, it doesn't bother me.
ダメ。こういうこと
No,
は
you need to be
きちん
strict
としな
about
きゃ
this.
いけないんだ
Formality
か
in
ら。
between friends is a
親しき
Japanese
仲
saying,
にはっ
right?
て言うでしょ。
でもそんなこと言ったら
But if we tell him that, he'll go away again after he just came back
せっ
too.
かくか
ダメなものはダメなの。
I said he has to do it and that's it. Hey Takuru, don't you think Yuri's starting to turn into no-no? Yeah, especially when she's mad.
なんか言った？
Did you say something?
いえ、なんでもないです。
No, sorry. You put her hands on her hips and puffed out her flat chest to glare at me. She did just like Kurizu when she did that.
もう。
Brother
父さんが甘
Takuru is
や
only
かす
so
から
selfish
タクルに
because
は
you
勝手
spoil
な
him,
ことばっ
Dad.
かり。
おっと
Oh no, she's mad at me,
こ
huh?
っちに飛び火か。
で、タクルに
So, Brother
も
Takuru,
う
you're
ど
not
こに
going
も行
anywhere
ったりし
again,
な
are
いん
you?
です。
Can't like nail down voice work because he's such a young character. I can't do like really like young voices unless you count a really high pitched squeal as being a young voice. I've got fucking hair stuck in my hand and it's really annoying me. Okay, just got rid of it. That was really weird. I've never had that before. Like, you know, like it's almost like a splinter, but it's a hair. It's so weird. Huh? No.
タクル兄がいなくなって、
Yeah,
ど
sad
れ
because
だ
his
け目の
nose
目
been
が
since you
悲
left,
しんで
right?
たかわかっ。ユウだってすっごく寂し
And
がって
you's
たんだ
missed
か
you a
ら。
lot too.
そっか。
I see.
私
And I know. It hasn't really bothered me.
私は別に何で
Wow.
もなかったけ
Cold.
ど
And suddenly the expression on her face changed.
何でもなかっ
It
た。
hasn't, but
おい。
hey.
あ、
Yui? Stop that. I'm not good with this stuff. I can't handle it when people cry.
何でもない。
There's nothing. Yui covered her face with her hands and then ran into her room. Yuto followed quickly after her. Dad scratched his head inside a little as he saw them go. Oh, fuck, what happened there? I got away as quickly as I could. I don't know what the fuck I've just missed. Well, oops. Whew. That scared me. I pressed L1, I don't even know what that does. I didn't expect Yui to start crying all of a sudden. I guess I only skipped like one line maybe. I thought nothing would really change around here even if I left. But, did they really need me here that much? If they did. No, but... Huh? Since I was lost in thought, the knocking sound startled me.
誰
As
だ
I sat there lost in thought, I was suddenly startled by a knock at the door.
タクル兄ちゃん
Brother Takuru? Actually, that's a boy, isn't it? Oh, hey,
ユ
Yuto.
ウとか。
I've given them... I can't get the voices now done.
のの
Big
姉ちゃん
sister
が
says
着
to
替え
come
たら
down
降
when
り
you've
てこい
changed.
ああ。
Yeah,
そうか
thanks.
どうした？
What is it? What is it?
あの
Fuck.
さ
About big sister
ゆ
Yui.
いお姉ちゃんのことだけど
Yui crossed his hands over his stomach and fidgeted as he looked up at me.
お姉ちゃんな
She
ん
was
か
mad
いろい
about a
ろ
lot of
怒っ
stuff,
て
but
た
she
けど
said she really
本
wanted you
当
to
は
come
ずっ
home,
と
so
タ
she
クル
wasn't
兄
really
ちゃんに
mad.
大丈夫。
It's okay, I know.
分かってる。
本当
Really?
なあ、
Yeah, so head on down. I'll get changed and come join you.
すぐに着替えていくから。
Okay. Yuto looked a little relieved as he left the
ユウ
room.
と。
Yuto's gotten a little taller, huh? Yuto and Yui had come here almost the exact same time I had.
一緒に暮らし始め
I
た。
was worried about how it would go when we first started, but... The Shibuya earthquake hadn't just taken their parents from them, it had caused them severe psychological trauma. During the earthquake, Yuto had been trapped in a dark place for a long time all by himself. As a result, he was still terrified of darkness and being alone. That's why he still clung to his sister. And Yui, after a nightmarish incident she'd gone through after the earthquake, she became desperately afraid of men. At first, she was even afraid of me. But over time, we started to open up to one another. When I'd left, they seemed to be doing a lot better. And now Yui had her act together even more. And Yuto was still young, but he did seem a little bit more grown up than he had before. Even if the world didn't look like it had changed, the time was still passing. But what about me? Had I changed? I think this is a good place to end the episode, so I'm going to end the episode here. If you like this video, don't forget to leave a like in the section below. And if you want to see more of this, then do subscribe to the channel as I upload every day. Thank you for watching, and see you next time. Goodbye!